A hot topic right now is intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting, excuse me. So does it really work? I tell you what we'll do, we'll dive into my experiences with it, and we'll hit a couple key points to why it's so popular. This is Darius at Sugarless Crystals, your sugar-free destination of YouTube. And personally, I think it's a case-by-case basis of whether intermittent fasting works or not. And that goes with most things. I think really depends on the person to person. I don't think there's a one-size-fits-all. I think there's a one-size-in-general rule, but one-size-fits-all, that's absolutely not, because we all come from different backgrounds. We all come from different situations where we grew up eating certain foods that may have affected us differently. We've come up with certain intolerances, or so it's really a case-by-case thing. Before I talk about some things, let's highlight a couple benefits. Now, just a few, because there are numerous benefits, as they say, intermittent fasting causes. And I kind of agree and disagree with them, because with anything, there are pros and cons to it. One thing I want to talk about is the HGH increase. Now, for those that don't know, HGH is human growth hormone. In short, what HGH is it repairs us. It's kind of what keeps us young. It's almost the fountain of youth, I guess you could say. One big topic was, you shouldn't eat before you lay down. Eating before you lay down doesn't make you fat. What it does is it stops HGH production. A good example of my personal trainer gave me. When you go to sleep, let's just say HGH is a boat on a river, okay? The river is your hormones, your sleep patterns, everything's like that. And let's just say the river is the flow. Now HGH is that little boat that shows up and makes sure, everything is going pretty good down there. So what happens when you eat before you lay down, rather than HGH showing up, what happens is your body takes care of that food first. So rather than your HGH hormone kick in or show up on the boat, your body is breaking down that food while you sleep. And HGH does so much. I think I'm going to do a video on that. It's actually important. HGH, if it doesn't show up, how intermittent fasting helps with your HGH is you go these long periods of time where you're not eating. So your body has completely processed and broken down all your food, got any nutrients it was going to get out of it, and the HGH shows up. Your hormones are able to level out and things of that nature. So this is very true based off what I've read and learned over the years as experimenting with different diets or fads and things of that nature. Next would be fat loss. Fat loss, that one's kind of debatable to me, because typically if you do intermittent fasting right, you'll be consuming less calories. And of course, if you're working out on top of it, less calories in, when you're working out, you tend to lose weight. That's a gray area. Anytime you change up just eating crap, like normally you lose weight anyway. So I think that fat loss was more so of a gimmick, because it was more of a given. If you intermittent fast, your metabolism increase. This is debatable. Depending on what circle you run in, you may or may not believe this. Some people say eating a lot of a lot of frequent meals speeds your metabolism up. Now you're saying eating infrequent meals speeds your metabolism up. So which is it? I personally believe, now see, this is gonna go on a case-by-case basis. That's why I said, this is kind of a person to person. Have any of you guys experienced when eating frequent meals, you seem to be hungry? Because you wouldn't eat much, so therefore you'd be ready to eat again in an hour and a half, 2 hours. Now this is keep your metabolism moving, but is it giving your body time to really break anything down? So this is where they say intermittent fasting works, because you're eating infrequently. So that way your metabolism does what it needs to do, and then your body can rest. So therefore, when it's time to actually work again, your metabolism is kind of like in a move, like it's going fast. Like, I don't know how I feel about that one. I really don't. Personally, what I believe, HGH, absolutely. Speeding up your metabolism, that's skeptical. And fat loss, which most of us care about anyway, is a given. That's a gimmick to the fad. You know, you put fat loss on just about anything, and I mean, people want to jump on it. I mean, no, you know, we're all trying to diet down. We're all trying to be healthier, and we all want to look sexy. What I personally experienced with intermittent fasting, I didn't like, because see what would happen. You have different versions. You have a 18-16. You have what I think you have a 10-14 to, I'm sorry, a 4-20. Me personally, I did the 8-16, and what these times are you eat within these hours. Of course, the larger scale would be when you weren't eating. So therefore, if you had an 8-16, you would eat in the 8-hour window and you would fast for the 16-hour window, or you would eat in a 4-hour window and fast for 20 hours. Now, given with anything, when you first started, there are going to be hunger pains, and it's going to take your body a while to adjust to it. I did it for a couple months actually, and my body never adjusted to it. Let me tell you what I would be so hungry. Oh my God. Now my willpower is pretty well, but the thing is, I would be so hungry, and what would happen is, when it was finally time to eat, I would pounce on that food like a lion. Oh my God. Oh, I would be on it. And what I started to realize was, I would eat so much and I would get so full. An hour later, I'm laying on the couch because I'm in so much pain because I overate. In my mind, what I'm thinking is, I have to hurry up and eat this food. I got 8 hours. I gotta get it in. You know, I gotta get in all my nutrients, and I have certain macros I want to hit. So I have to get it in 8 hours. Let's just say in hour 1, I would eat all this food. But guess what? I wouldn't be hungry again for like 4 or 5 hours later, because I would be hurting and I would be completely just full out of my mind. So the next time I would eat, I wouldn't want to eat that much, because for one, I'm still full off of what I just ate. Sometimes I would be. And then on top of that, I wouldn't want to eat so much where I would be in pain again. But then I faced the dilemma, I couldn't hit my macros. So I was just, it was like a double-edged sword. I couldn't win for losing. I mean, I would, at this particular time, I had been eating green smoothies. Drinking green smoothies, where I had my kale, my radishes, most of my cruciferous vegetables in one green shake. So of course I would drink this as soon as I got up. And anybody with that much fiber, oh my God, I walked around bloated all the time. That's not sexy. I like to wear tight shirts. So naturally, you know, if you look at me, I have a tight shirt on and my stomach is sticking out. Oh God, I thought he had a 6-pack. And especially for my ladies out there, bloating is not comfortable at all, because you guys go through that quite often. So I had this dilemma of trying to get my macros in, having a short eating window. But guess what? After my eating window closed, I had to fast for 16 hours. I want to say about 3 to 4 hours into my fasting window, I started to starve. Now, part of this was mentally, because, you know, now I knew I couldn't eat anything. So therefore, now I'm going to want to eat. But I couldn't. So now I have it's within 3 to 4 hours of it. So now I have what? 16-hour window. I gotta have another 12 hours to go. They say put your fasting window when you get ready to go to sleep, which is fine, because okay, well, guess what? I'm sleeping for 7 to 8 hours. I'm gonna miss half of that. But what about for the other 8 hours? What about for the other 7 hours or 6, depending on how much sleep I got in that particular day? Some people have a hard time going to sleep hungry like that. So what do you do then? Did I feel better? Yes and no. I felt better because I was doing it. I felt a sense of accomplishment because I was intermittent fasting like I was supposed to. I was sticking to my eating windows. But I felt bad in the sense of I wasn't getting my macros in like I should have, because I couldn't eat that much in an 8-hour window. And my life schedule, my work schedule, you know, just didn't fit well enough for an 8-hour window of fasting. So with my intermittent fasting, I was constantly walking around bloated, and I was constantly walking around hungry. But I was happy I was doing it though. Yeah, I did intermittent fasting. I went 16 hours without eating, non-stop, for weeks at a time. Now they say this is our natural eating window. Which there may be some truth to that. Because, you know, at one point in time, we're nocturnal creatures. We ate during the day and we fasted at night. But see, we're not out in the wilderness anymore. We're very, what's the word I'm looking for? Domesticated. We're safe inside our houses at night, for the most part, except for maybe you might get a spider in there every once in a while. And we have access to so much food now. Then some of us have careers where we work at night. Some of us party at night. And if you're anything like me, after drinking a little bit, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, a cheeseburger sounds all right. You want, I mean, you know, some gummy bear sounds all right. You know, I mean, snacking and drunk kind of go hand in hand. It's just something about the food. Or if you're doing a little of that, you know. I personally believe the most natural thing you could do is eat when you're hungry. Now, you need to be in tune with your body when you know you're hungry. Don't just eat because you feel like you think you're hungry. You know when you're hungry, and you know when you're just craving. There's a difference. You're gonna have to experiment a little to learn. Me personally, when I'm hungry, I want food. When I'm craving, I just want a snack. I think eating when you're hungry is very, very natural. When you're sitting here and you're starving yourself, I feel like that creates problems. You know, because your body goes into starvation mode, it goes into survival mode. And guess what? The body is very catabolic. It will eat itself. It'll eat your muscle down to stay alive. And for some reason, it just won't eat the fat. But I mean, I get it because there's more nutrient in your muscle. And you don't want to walk around looking skinny. You want to have a little build to yourself. If you're interested, I think you should try it out. Because, I mean, who knows? It may work perfect for you. You may love how you feel on it. And, I mean, you may get even better results. But from my experience and what I've seen in other people, eating when you're hungry is the best thing. Intermittent fasting leads to a lot of binging. Like I said, you starve for so long. And then the second you get a chance to eat, you're just like, I gotta eat everything I possibly can because I only have an 8-hour window, a 10-hour window, a 4-hour window. You know, just eat when you're hungry. Eat when you're hungry, eat in moderation, and pay attention to what you're eating. If any of you guys have experimented with intermittent fasting, please comment below. I'd like to know what you guys went through, what you thought about it, or if you actually even did it and you're still doing it because you just love it that much. If you didn't experience anything as far as binging or bloating, man, I'd love to hear your story, just for my own personal research. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If it's your first time here, hit that subscribe button. Please comment, let me know your thoughts on a particular subject. This is Darius at Sugarless Crystals, your sugar-free destination of YouTube, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.